Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back here with the third and penultimate part of whatever this is for dyslexic and other neurodivergent people, with my plans to work with neurodivergent groups, including Made by Dyslexia, the Dyslexic Advantage, and the Festival of Dyslexic Culture. I hope that I can get them to collaborate together and share ideas. Obviously, that's what collaboration would involve, of course, and basically just network together generally, so they can collaborate on many projects and share information and research and whatever with each other. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this video, any dyslexic or other neurodivergent people out there, and any information you know about neurodiversity, any sort of facts you know. I'd love to read them and hear about them. If you want to make your own version of this video more coherently than me or whatever, please feel free to make your own, or even reaction videos or anything else you want to make. Hopefully it won't be too harsh, but if you react to me or make comments. Anyway, sorry, I'm waffling, I know, as ever, but I'm a bumbling idiot sometimes, but I've even lost my chain of thought now. But yeah, I love to get those groups to network together, basically, and I remember what I was going to say, which is, as far as I'm aware, neurodiverse conditions include dyslexia, A.D.H.D, and dyscalculia. I'm not sure if something like Down syndrome would be included in university or whatever. But again, if anyone knows any facts or any information generally about info or whatever about neurodiversity, please share them. And any thoughts you have, any dreams, goals, or anything else you want to comment, your own personal goals if you're neurodivergent, or your own goals for the neurodivergent community or whatever, and whether you think neurodivergent people have special and unique talents or not, and certain advantages. I'd love to know if you think that as well. Anyway, these are ideas number 21 to 30. So here goes. Number 21. As I say, 21 again. I know I often say that one, but I try not to be too repetitive. I do struggle not to be too repetitive. But if I could have done in October, I would have loved to have brought together a dyslexic group to travel to Italy and around the world to work with the Town Football and Celtic in Glasgow and around the world, and also to go to developing countries, and also to go to former colonies, which sort of goes hand in glove. And also, I would have loved to have gone to sorry, I need to repeat my point there. I would have loved to have interviewed my fellow dyslexic people, and sometimes one-to-one, sometimes as a group, and have Zoom groups and things like that, and like discuss ideas and things like that, and record it to YouTube, and just support each other's projects generally. And now in November, I hope to do the same, but this time for number one, this time put it into practice, and number two, this time for all possible neurodivergent people, like autistic, people with ADHD, dyspraxia, or dyscalculia, or any other conditions, if there are any other neurodiverse conditions that I haven't heard of or whatever. I think hyperlexia is one, but I think some people say that's a form of autism, so I'm not sure about that one. I think that's where you see patterns in like number plates or things like that. Sometimes it works with numbers and sometimes with letters, someone told me, who has that condition. So hyperlexia could be another one, which sometimes I think can work with detectives or people who solve codes or whatever. So there are many advantages of having such conditions, as I mentioned before. And number 22. So yeah, I didn't really get to do those things in October, but I hope to do so in November. Hopefully, put them into practice. So hopefully in November, as soon as possible. We're already nearly into the second week of November. So I mean, it's both my parents. I was going to say point number 21, just to remind people again, number 21 again. That is both my parents' birth month. Like my mum's is November the 9th, and my dad's is November the 18th. Can't think straight. But yeah, so hopefully their birthday can give me a bit of luck or blessings, if you believe in that kind of stuff. We'll have to see, but whether that works or not. But I did pass my driving test a long time, although I no longer drive. I did pass my driving test on my dad's birthday many years ago. I've not driven for a long time, so it must have been a long time ago when I was actually driving, and I crashed the car. I had my first crash almost exactly a year later, so just the day before, so I missed my no claims bonus. But I still think my dad's birthday brought me that luck or blessing. I don't know if people believe in luck. I'm not sure if I do, but a lot of religious people say like blessing instead of luck. But anyway, I hope that can give me some blessings, if you like, or luck, or whichever term you prefer. Also, I hope people will comment, like wishing my parents, my mum yesterday and my dad on the 18th, a good birthday. So hopefully on the 18th as well, or around that time, people remember to post that as well. If I make any videos, if I get to make any videos around the 18th as well. But yeah, hopefully in November, or basically ASAP, I'll start to put some of these ideas into action. So I'll go to hopefully get a group together of neurodiverse people from around the world somehow who can travel. I suppose it would be hard to travel all together as a group. Maybe we would have to go from different countries. And like I hope Italy will host events in Italy itself, and maybe even around the world, working with Italian football to showcase what we can do for club and country for Italian football. And also I'd love to work with FIFA, UEFA and others to talk about what how much investment Italian football can get, for instance, and Celtic legally. So similar, whatever we do for Italian football, hopefully we can do similar, if not the same, pretty much, give or take, with Celtic, which would hopefully be virtually the same. I suppose it would be a bit different because with Italy it's like a whole range of clubs and also the national team as well, whereas I don't really care too much for the Scottish national team. But yeah, so, and also the interviews and come together on Zoom and things like that. Number 23, for part 3 on the YouTube version, I put it under non-profits and activism because of number 23, which reminds me of, or makes me think of fundraising, philanthropy, charity, charitability, and things like that. So I hoped to include, which I'm hoping to do now, the goal of neurodiverse people having investments and investing together, learning from each other how to invest, run businesses and things like that. And I talked before about like how I'd love for us to set up our own independent schools, which would be funded by people who choose to fund them, and also taught by teachers would be people who want to be there and want to teach people with learning disabilities and hopefully neurodiverse conditions, and hopefully we wouldn't have to stick to a curriculum or anything like that. We can make our own sort of curriculum which works towards our strengths and helps us to overcome our weaknesses or compensate for our weaknesses and things like that, and learn how to work around our weaknesses rather than be shamed by them, if you like. So I'd love for us to invest together, learn about business, create our own schools and things like that, and basically rather than force anyone to give us education or jobs or anything like that, as a libertarian I want to do it through free choice. But yeah, any neurodiverse people who want to be interviewed by me for my channel, or interview me for their channel, or find ways to collaborate, please get in touch and write in the comments and let me know, and we'll see how we can connect together. Made by Dyslexia, the Dyslexic Advantage, and the Festival of Dyslexic Culture and others included. And also I think it'd be cool if people invested into the strengths of neurodiverse people, which I think some companies and even some individuals and investment organizations are doing. But I think it'd be interesting if like the PIF, Cascade Investments, Berkshire Hathaway, Bridgewater learned about the strengths of neurodiverse people and invest in us and our talents, things like, including like autistic people, for instance, in tech, dyslexic people in areas like business, tech, and all sorts of different areas, and similar with people with ADHD, and sort of invest in our strengths and talents and things like that. Number 24, I'd love to do so internationally, all over the world, and connect neurodiverse people all over the world. I think there's so many of us that together we can make a massive influence on the world, hopefully for a positive, as I talked before about solving problems and things like that. But I especially hope to help countries that were colonized. Number 25, also republics, because I'm biased in favor of republics. And number 26, and again, countries that were colonized, and look at how we can limit or even prevent wars, and find ways to make peace, and also help countries, as I say, that were colonized. And hopefully countries that are colonized can host events, like even inviting neurodiverse entrepreneurs, even maybe millionaires or billionaires in some cases, to go to parts of Africa and Asia and places like that, and showcase what we can do with our talents to help their countries. I think a lot of people, when they think of neurodiversity, especially like, say, dyslexia or even autism, and in some cases even more so with autistic people, like if they don't understand them, if they think because they don't make eye contact or because they have certain weaknesses or certain social, like in socialization or whatever, they might think that neurodiverse people, like those who can't read or write very well if they've got dyslexia, say for instance, or those who can't sit still and pay attention, they might think of us as just having weaknesses, but we have many strengths. Like sometimes I think when it's an area where people with ADHD really are passionate about, they can really hyper focus on those sorts of things. And I'm sure other people who actually have ADHD, because I'm talking about neurodiversity generally, as someone who doesn't have ADHD, I think that you can let me know more in the comments section. Hopefully people with ADHD will check out these videos and offer your own 2 cents, as they call it, as they say. But yeah, hopefully we can help former colonies and things like that, and developing nations. Number 27. Yeah, hopefully in the future, as I say, neurodiversity will be seen as a strength, not a weakness, and we will be able to look at ways we can overcome our weaknesses. Like, say, people like Elon Musk, not always his biggest fan, I've got to admit, but apparently he did say he has Asperger's syndrome, so I don't imagine he's lying unless he wants to get more attention. Could be possible, but people even say, like Bill Gates, and there's an investor who's a billionaire who has 1 or 2 billion, I think, called Bill Gross, who talked about having Asperger's, and I think people say Bill Gates and people like that have Asperger's syndrome. So I'd love to tell people in African and Asian nations, like, you could be missing out on people with talents and skills, but you might dismiss them because they might not be the best at paying attention, or they might not seem smart, but they might well be smart. I know that they say Bill Gates and Elon Musk were good academically as well, so it might not apply so much to them, but people might not understand them or not see them as smart or whatever. But yeah, I think we do have a lot of strengths to offer. I was thinking of including a specific point which I've covered before, but I thought, as I try not to be too repetitive, I thought I'd include something different, as I do try and do now and again, of course, or as often as I can. Number 28, and as I say, once again, hopefully people from across Africa and Asia, even countries like China and India, might think we can grow our economies by utilizing the strengths and talents of neurodiverse people, because they have unique strengths, which in some ways makes them better. I'm conscious that I have probably mentioned that quite a few times in the past, but yeah, we have unique strengths, which sometimes makes them better than more common strengths, shall we say. Number 29, as I say, I have specific biases towards countries like republics, or like Malaysia, which I have to mention, India, Indonesia, South Africa, Singapore, and places like that, because of the fact they were colonized. And also in 4 of those nations I mentioned, like, they have large Eurasian populations, so I'm sort of combining the two as a Eurasian person as well. And with South Africa, they went through apartheid. But as ever, I'd love to hear other ideas people have. At number 30, I'd love to set up neurodiverse millionaires or even billionaires networks. And I think if people see that, hopefully they'll see, once again, what strengths neurodiverse people have, and even knowing that there are neurodiverse people who are millionaires or even billionaires, and hearing about the statistics of entrepreneurs, hopefully that will encourage more people to invest in us. Or when I say invest, I don't just mean invest money, but I mean believe in us and encourage us and things like that, or maybe also invest as well, of course. Yeah, I did remind myself of a point I was going to, an idea I was going to work on, and I nearly forgot, which is to write to Forbes, like on Facebook, maybe to type up an idea I have, which is like a neurodiverse rich list and things like that. So anyway, I'm going to stop waffling, and I wish you a peaceful and prosperous day. I'm out. Peace and love.